Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 20-28 Sargent Street here in the heart of Hartford. It's getting cooler these days. It's almost hockey season.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night is the NHL coming out and going to have opening night. Friday night was UConn. Saturday was UConn.
Yeah.
This upcoming Friday is the Wolfpack home opener. Welcome to the Whalers Brigade. We are the Whaler guys. You guys are the Brigade. We are One Nation Under Green, and we're happy to be here. We have Peter, our fantastic producer behind the glass. He's protected from us. Peter, what did you think about opening night at UConn?
You know what? It was good. I think there's some concern maybe about the attendance because we saw. I think their opener was Alabama Huntsville team. They played last year to open up the season, but down in Alabama, and they split there with a 5-2 win and a 5-2 loss. So looking at these first two games, they're kind of you don't want to say warm up because it sounds mean, but it's beginning of the season, so they're getting underway. It's a non-conference matchup. Alabama Huntsville, you may think is like a team that's not really moving along, but they play Ferris State, they play St. Cloud. They play in a conference where teams have won about 10 national hockey championships, and they play teams in Alaska. So this Alabama Huntsville has to do a lot of traveling. But unfortunately for them, coming to Hartford, the Huskies look pretty good.
They did, and you alluded to the fact that Alabama Huntsville had already played, and they were 2-0 coming in.
Yeah, that's right.
They had beaten Ferris State
twice, back to back,
and they are a top 20 team.
Yeah.
We kind of poke fun a little bit at Alabama Huntsville, but they beat them back to back for a home opener, which is great because coming into UConn, the first thing I thought of coming to the game with you on Friday was, geez, they beat a top 20 team.
Yeah.
What's UConn going to do to try to stop them?
Right.
And man, did they ever stop them?
Because we're talking about two games in UConn, and Rob Nichols did not give up a goal. He had a 6-0 win on Friday night. Then they came back on Saturday and beat the same team 4-0. So back-to-back shutouts was impressive. I think Rob Nichols got a good warm-up. And as you said, they had beat Ferris State twice. So you were wondering if it was going to be one of those games where they're going to struggle a little bit, where they're going to split. I mean, you didn't want them to lose twice. And it's interesting because in the rankings, Ferris State was ranked in the top 20, and they just redid the poll. I think it was done at the end of September. And UConn got some votes. They didn't make the top 20, but they got some votes. And I think that means that the experts look at this and go, UConn's ready. They came out firing 6-0 and 4-0. They 10-0. 10 goals. They didn't give up any. So they're off to a really good start.
It is, and we had the privilege, and I will say that because we sat next to Bob Joyce from WTIC and Rich Coppola from Fox 61, and had a chance to talk to both of them during the game. And there were some highlights where we actually all were like, "Wow, look at that!" Tage Thompson really stepped up, and you could see the maturity level from last year to this year. He looks like a true leader out there on the ice. And a wrecking force, really.
It was interesting to see because Coach Kavanaugh dressed 3 freshmen, so those were their introduction, and one of them was in the starting lineup with Pratt, the team's captain, and that was Wyatt Newpower, and he gets the first goal of the season at the XL Center. Scoring early, and they were able to score often enough. I mean, we were looking at, I think after the second intermission, I think they were up 4-0 or something along those lines.
Yeah,
so,
it was. And you kept on saying, which I was getting irritated because you said, all right, 4-0. They've never been up like this. Here comes the floodgates in the second period.
Yeah, you let the superstition bug start to get you. And I was doing it like to say, hey, they're up 4-0. They got this all wrapped up.
Geez.
We could probably leave now.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
game's over.
Yeah.
But they came back and did the same thing on Saturday, so that was
what
good.
I noticed was when Tage Thompson was out there, and again, we were there for a good amount of games last year.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was the center of attention,
yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
He seemed much bigger than he was last year.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't grow like 4 inches over the summer, but he was, like I said, he really was aggressive with the puck handling, taking it in deep, and getting those opportunities. And that's what I saw was a team, and I said this last year, if UConn doesn't push at the beginning of the game, more times than not, they lost.
Right.
They let the other team control the play. This game I saw on Friday, you saw that they immediately took control from the first puck drop. And that was, to me, was the most important. And, when you looked at, once that momentum got going, you could see that Rob Nichols then got in his zone.
Yeah.
Because he, there was not that they peppered him with shots.
Yeah.
But he was busy enough.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it was good to see UConn put up an offense. I mean, 34 shots, 6 goals. As you said, Rob Nichols, I think, has made 21 saves in the shutout bit. And there was a couple there where, most of it was, he seemed to handle it pretty in a routine manner. And, he is going to be the fundamental centerpiece of this entire team, because if he's not playing well, then the team's just not going to play well. He's that crucial to it. But with the 3 incoming freshmen, we saw great production from, and that's what we wanted to see, was a balance of production from the offense. He had a couple goals from Evan Richardson. He had a couple goals from Tage Thompson. The following day, he got 2 goals from Spencer Nass. So, there's 3 players that got on the board quickly, got at least 2 goals. And Tage Thompson scored a 3rd goal in the second game.
Yep.
So, a little bit of a balanced offensive attack. And they did have 3 power play goals in that Friday night game. Remember, one of them was a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
So, they got it well done.
When you look at, and I was trying to pay attention, and early in the season, you're trying to get acquainted with everyone who's on the ice. Okay, what was the penalty killing unit? Who was out there? And, the guy who really came up was Carl Elmire, number 16. You saw him, and he had an assist Friday night, and he had another one on Saturday.
Yeah.
He also had a goal on Friday night as well.
Yeah.
So, the other thing that I noticed and was not too many undisciplined type penalties.
Right.
That just irritates the snot out of me when they take a stupid penalty.
Yeah.
Tage Thompson got called for this stupid elbow because it wasn't an elbow.
Right.
The guy came up on him, he came back around, and he happened to be this tall. The other guy was this tall, and the guy got waffled. But he had it coming to him. So I hope the refs don't take the game, the players out of the game.
Yeah.
Let them play hockey.
Right.
This is not romper room.
Yeah.
Treat them like they're going to be playing in the NHL in a couple of years.
Right.
Or AHL. And the good news was there was only a couple crappy calls. It wasn't like that last year, which was a disaster.
It was.
You wanted to find the director of officiating and say, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and you're right, because Tage Thompson, I can remember being a few calls where, it didn't really look like he was throwing an elbow or anything, but he would get called for it. Now, he is a 6'5" guy. He's 200 pounds.
He's a big guy.
So when he hits a smaller guy, he levels him. I mean, but that's,
like a
So, that kind of stinks. But, the UConn special teams, like I said, we noticed from the beginning, and I think we thought this going in, that the team was going to be better than they were last year. Last year, they kind of finished the same as they did the year before, but in general, there were some defensive issues last year, and I think they shored up their defense on that. And we saw crisp passing. I mean,
unbelievable
breakouts, and there was even a shorthanded goal, I think, at one point. So even when they were not on the power play, they still found a way to get into the Alabama zone, set up, and then score. So that's promising. And I don't know how you feel about it, but if we were to say end of the season, where do you think they are? Do you think they're above 500? Do you think they're a 500 team? Now, they finished the last 2 seasons about 10 games under 500.
I would go with above 500.
Yeah.
Or 500 or above.
Yeah.
I'll go with that prediction.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I'm going to go, they haven't predicted a 7th.
Yeah.
In the Hockey East. I'm going to go that they're going to be above 7.
That would be fantastic.
Just because what I saw the other night, and yes, it's the first game of the season. That's the only one I saw.
Yeah.
The passing was, what you saw Friday night is usually what you see 2 or 3 weeks into the season where they start to know each other.
Right.
They knew where they're going. They knew where the passes had to be. Those players knew they had to be so-and-so to pass to that location. They were there.
Yeah.
They were anticipating where they should be.
Right.
They were reading the defense. And there was times where Alabama Huntsville could not get out of their own zone, which was fine because usually it's UConn, you can't get out of the zone.
That's true.
And they weren't getting booed. But they really their forechecking was spot on. Their passing, like you said, that was the number one thing out of all of it that I noticed first period. Wow, these guys got it. And that was very impressive.
Yeah, it was a good jump for them to get those 2 games, get them out of the way, win them convincingly, and I still think it's really good that they got some votes for the United States College Hockey Organization rankings, because that means that there's some experts out there that are looking at UConn and they were impressed by those wins. So that's a good thing. And looking through the season, I think that they're going to end up I think they're going to be maybe a couple games under 500, maybe 500. I only say that because when I think about them playing BC twice and BU twice, and they have to play UMass Lowell twice, and gosh, out of those 6 games, can they win
Well, look who's
half of
coming
them?
up. We were going through the schedule.
Yeah.
And, you know, the next, I think, week,
Yeah.
they're on the road.
Yeah, they got to play Colgate, RIT.
Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac is the big one. If you pay attention to this. Now the game's already sold out because you can't get a game. It's amazing. You can't get a ticket in Quinnipiac.
No.
They only hold like 3,400.
Right.
They're sold out all the time. So you're not going to get the UConn Quinnipiac game. But that's October 19th.
Yes.
Which I believe is like let's see, that's probably a 15th.
No, it's the 18th.
a Wednesday?
It's an 18th.
Is the 18th?
It's an
It's a
18th.
Wednesday or Tuesday night in Quinnipiac. Now, how they play in that game would be interesting to see because, I mean, Quinnipiac is a real deal
Quinnipiac
college.
lost, won one and lost one this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
To Northeastern.
Oh, did they?
Yes. So, you know, well, we know Quinnipiac's great. You
Yeah.
know, they went all the way to
sure.
the finals.
Yeah.
You know, so when you look at the caliber, and you know, they're not going to get any worse.
No.
They have a machine.
Yeah.
So if UConn can stay with them and play competitive,
Yeah.
these are the games where they're going to surprise people. I hope with the energy they have, and this continues to the next game, that they stay focused on what they were really good at, which was the passing, those not taking those undisciplined penalties,
Right.
where you take a stupid hooking, or Huntsville, because I believe UConn was playing so well, they were tired out there,
Yeah.
and they take that really stupid hooking penalty because they were so tired they needed a stoppage in play.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. And we watched, we pay attention a lot to the attendance, and I still think, even though the attendance was a bit lower this year, last year when they opened up with Arizona State, which was October 16th last year, they drew 4,400 for an opener. These games, the first game Friday night was 3,122, and then on Saturday was 3,193. Those are low marks for the XL for UConn hockey, but we always know that the first 2 games of the season are non-conference. This was played against the Western College Hockey Association. That's where the Alabama Huntsville plays. So these are non-conference games. There was the Hartford Marathon. There was the UConn football game prior
baseball,
to it. Yeah, you had
and you had college football.
Yeah. So and it's not a big thing, but I still think that, like, for instance, when they play that first game against BU, you could be looking in the 6,000 to 8,000 range there.
The other thing is, Quinnipiac to sell out is 3,400.
Yeah.
To sell out.
Yeah.
So, 3,100 is not bad when
No.
you look at
No.
other arenas.
Right.
And like we talked about last year when they were in the playoffs, you had some crowds of 33,000, 2,900.
Yep.
So 3,100 to begin the season is not bad.
Yeah, and you think about it, we're surmising this, so this is kind of guesstimation work on us, but you figure both attended games, Friday and Saturday, were almost identical. You're talking about a difference of about 70, 80 people. So that must mean that the UConn season ticket base is pretty strong. I mean, maybe it's somewhere between 27 to 3,000.
Sure.
2,700 to 3,000. And that, we're surmising again, but we think that's about, 10 times what the Wolfpack has for season tickets around there.
we have to look at and see, and we have to give a shout out to Bill Peterson and his staff. They hooked us up with some media passes, and we were able to go and see UConn and talk about UConn. We are very happy so far in a couple seasons that we have spoken about UConn, of what we're seeing when we go in there. It's a lot of fun. The energy's great, and the clientele. I mean, we had 3,100 for both days, but when you're there on a Friday, Saturday night in winter time, real hockey season, you're going to get more and more, especially if they're on a winning streak. We know how our fans are. We're fickle as hell. If they're not winning, why are we going to go? But UConn's different. UConn, whether it's basketball or hockey, you get a good crowd. You get a good turnout. So I'm very optimistic to see where people are going. I mean, the club looks very strong. We were talking with Rich Capola, and he's expecting, and he's heard, they're expecting a lot out of Corey Ronan, number 11. Now, 11 in that building is, you might as well be God. Wearing number 11 at the XL Center.
Yeah, I know.
So you have Chris Newberry, you have Kevin Deneen, and now you have Corey Ronan, who has to really fit the bill if he's going to wear 11 in that building.
It's a big number,
And he's another one. He's a little feisty guy. He's 5'8", 185 pounds, and, he plays a right wing. So when you look at, someone to get under your skin, he has that 11 in him.
Yeah, he does. And that's
Stick it
true.
to him.
That's
yeah.
right. And looking at that, if you think about college hockey, especially in Connecticut, you have about 80,000 maybe alumni in the area within a 45-minute drive of the XL Center. But if you're getting a season ticket base of around 3,000, that probably looks good to the NHL because they're thinking if it's an NHL team here, it could probably be 3 or 4 times that for season ticket interest, depending on the corporate support and everything along those lines.
Sure, and I'd love to see the corporate support if they list it anywhere for UConn.
Yeah.
I know that when they sell a package, it's probably for all of UConn, such
Right.
as basketball, football, and hockey.
Yeah, most likely.
And again, you're on the IMG network, which is a very big network nationwide. So it's not like you're just here in Hartford. It goes out nationwide.
Right.
And when you look at, we talk about the veterans coming back. You have Latunov, who's only a senior or a sophomore this year.
Yeah, he had another big.
He's another big
game.
guy.
Yeah,
6'3".
Yeah. He's a Coyote. Well, he was traded, I think, to the Ducks from the Coyotes. I think.
Oh, was he?
I think he's an Anaheim Duck property now. So he's an NHL. Going to eventually get into the NHL.
Sure.
He was very important to the team on that Friday night win.
Yes.
And he's one of those 4 or 5 guys who's going to be on the scoring sheet every night.
Sure.
So. Good to have. UConn's got these, a good group of 3 or 4 guys who can put the puck in the net. That they're tenacious on D, and they have an outstanding goaltender. I mean, there's nothing cooler than having a hot goaltender.
Right.
And Rob Nichols just never seems to really cool down. He got hurt a little bit last year. That kind of cut into his playing time. It hurt UConn a little bit. But if he's healthy and he can play as many games as he can. As you saw, Kavanaugh went right back to him against Alabama the next day.
And you have 2 juniors backing him up.
Yeah, you didn't have Creel or Thulin in there.
Right.
And they also have the rookie who's Wolfpack
Sweden.
property, who's not dressed yet, but it would be interesting to see if he gets a shot at
That's
a game.
Huska, number 30.
That's what it is. Yep.
And Masonis didn't play?
Yeah, he didn't. That's a
Nelson,
veteran player, yeah.
Right. White
Yeah.
and Howell, they were not dressed for the game. Now, you look at the depth, and we got to go back to the coaching staff. You have Mike Kavanaugh in his 4th season, right? You have Joe Pereira in his 4th season, assistant coach Brendan Buckley in his 2nd season, Andrew Raycroft, former Bruin goalie,
that's right.
in his 3rd season. And, you have to look at, the type of people that Mike Kavanaugh is surrounding himself with.
Yep.
It's obviously starting to, and again, it's kind of like they talk about Bob Diaco in his 2nd season with UConn. He's starting to feel what he has, and is his program working? The same thing with Kavanaugh. He's starting to see, coming into Hockey East, the benefits of his hard work, because really it's starting to show.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be big games at the XL Center with very good crowds, and he's a guy that came from BC. He's got the knack for it, so he knows. He knows how to coach a team, and I think over the last three, well, this is his 4th season.
4th season,
right? But over the last
2nd in Hockey East.
Yeah, second in Hockey East.
Yep.
And it looks like it's going to be one of those seasons where you can see UConn improving on some things. Maybe they're improving on the attendance, improving on the scoring, and on the defense. To get them up to that 7 or 6 level in the Hockey East. I mean, it'd be great to. Them getting the playoffs.
Sure.
And then, see what could happen from there.
The next time he's down, maybe we can get an interview with him and see, where his head's at when it comes to recruiting. What are you looking for? Where's your depth? Where do you want to go? Obviously, from last year to this year, you needed defense. Defense was a big problem last year.
Yeah.
The other night when I was there with you on Friday night, they were sweeping that puck out of the crease. They were getting it out of there.
Yeah.
Whatever
Some good
rebounds.
hits.
Whatever rebounds that Nichols gave up, they were quickly either passed up the ice or gotten out of the zone. There was not a lot of fooling around in the zone, which last year we saw a lot of fooling around in the zone, which was very frustrating. And you can't help. It's funny when you sit up in the media area, you're supposed to be, non-biased. But when they score a goal, the first thing I do is, it's all reaction because you want them to win. You become a fan, and you get all fired up in there.
Oh yeah, well it's a lot more fun in the building when they're winning. I'll tell you that much because the crowd's into it more, and it's like we heard 6 brass bonanzas. We saw several Whaler guys wearing Whaler gear, Whaler jerseys, Whaler shirts, hats. We did a little bit of a live promo from there.
Yep, that was
on the Facebook Live. Yeah, a little live promo with the Blue Line and Matthew Berry. And so it's good to see that UConn Whaler connection.
Yep.
I saw there was a good amount of Bruin stuff there, but I didn't see that many Ranger or Wolfpack things. So
no, it's interesting because I saw Montreal ones. You know, those people can sit upstairs.
Yeah.
Where the curtain is. I love when people wear their jerseys. I mean, we saw Alabama Huntsville fans wearing their jerseys in. It was a beautiful night. We went out beforehand, the Vaughns, had a nice dinner, and then marched over to the game.
Yep.
It was, it's an event. It's just like going to any hockey event downtown with the Wolfpack or UConn. It's the community. You know, you're seeing whether it's the Wolfpack community getting together on this Friday night. We'll open up, and then UConn. The bar was filled. There was a lot of people up there.
Yep.
We saw a lot of people that we know wave to us, and it's kind of like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. You wave, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's the group that you connect with.
Yeah,
so that's what I like about it is you get to see people that are there every game.
Yeah, and we always run into a guy with a Whaler jersey or something like this, and they're like, "You guys still carrying the torch for the Whalers?" And we're like, "Yep." Yeah. And we tell them things are still moving. Things are still progressing, but
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
don't talk.
But it's right on their feet. I mean, if you're at that UConn game, you can see where the potential is for a decent, market for the NHL. You can just see that this market has money to spend. From an personal income level, it's if you check that CRDA website has the Transform Arena where they do. A great look at the medium income, the mean income, the average income of the area, and it's not like it was. This is not your daddy's hockey market anymore.
No, it's
different.
This is a big boy.
Yeah.
This is a big boy market.
Yeah, it is, and it's a TV market, and so you hope that spills into something. But the better UConn does, we believe that helps. The chances.
It gets you to national recognition. I mean, that's what UConn basketball has done for years.
Yeah.
UConn basketball has put Hartford, Connecticut on the map.
Yep.
How many championships? I mean,
4.
11 and counting for the women.
Yeah, for the women.
And then the men are doing
4.
their part. Yeah. And as they go on and continue to be very successful under the great coaches that they do have, it only puts Hartford out there.
Yeah.
And every time CBS does it or ESPN broadcasts a game at the XL Center, it says right there, XL Center, Hartford, Connecticut. That's us. Realize that Hartford is in the limelight.
Yeah.
And it has a direct result of what UConn is being successful in getting us out there.
Right, and we talk about Hartford downtown. We talked a lot about the residentials and then how well they're a year ahead of projections on these in-town living areas where millennials are moving in, young professionals, people under 40, people that want to go out at night and spend money. They don't have a car, and
there's waiting lists.
Stay in the city.
And there's waiting lists for these apartments, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, and we heard about the Capewell project over on, I think it's Charter Oak Street, across from the Polish National Home there.
Right, Charter Oak Ave and Capewell.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And anyway, that's going to be, I think that they just unveiled that it's complete.
Yes, they did.
Which, that thing was nothing but a hulk when we first started here. So 2 years ago, we're talking about the thing was stripped down to just its bare walls.
Exactly.
And now it's got tenants and living. And it's the last major housing project for this run. And, also when you look at the Goodwin Hotel is under massive renovations right now. I mean, they got major cranes and all kinds of stuff working on it, and it's almost like they're getting that ready so that people can go into the XL Center and they can go across to this classic historic hotel the way it was in the 90s.
Well, they were talking about the upper floors as being apartments.
That's right.
Remember, that was part of the CRDA's projects was that I think it was the top 2 or 3 floors were going to be luxury apartments that they were going to rent out. So, think of that.
Yeah.
If we had the money.
Yeah.
Go to a game, walk across the street to bed.
Yeah. There you go. And you get the whole. I mean, make Hartford an actual city that's not 9 to 5.
That's right.
Find that 5 to midnight.
And get all those old people.
Get that second shift
going.
Get
all the old people from 9 to 5ers and get the hell out of town.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what?
That's right.
Let the young people start to control what Hartford does.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that is exciting to me is when you go downtown. I was just talking to a guy who is a retired Hartford cop who remembers doing the private jobs at the XL Center. He remembers doing traffic. He goes, we had traffic details because there was traffic. And he goes, because everyone was coming down to see the Whalers play or the circus or whatever. Yeah. Everyone was downtown. He goes, it was a mess, but it was a good mess.
Yeah.
And that's what Hartford's moving towards. I mean, Michael Freemuth and his staff at the CRDA do a great job. They're doing this with Terrell Smith, putting together these new luxury apartments. who can say no? Apparently nobody. There's a lot of waiting lists. There's a lot of, like you said,
Yeah.
40 and under.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're ahead of projections, and you know, I hear people say, "Oh, the traffic. How are you gonna? It's just the traffic." You know what? A thriving city has traffic. I mean, you just go anywhere. If you've been to anywhere, New York, traffic sucks. LA, traffic sucks. Chicago. So that's a good thing in a way.
There was traffic tonight, and we're here.
Yeah, there was you know, an accident. So
Yeah.
you know, there's all kinds of delays and stuff, and that just happens. But that's actually a good thing, and it also pushes people to be more into the public transportation aspect. The fast track is really a good way to get in and out of Hartford. I mean, especially if you want to go there and you just want to go to the restaurants and have a good time and then take the bus home. And they're trying to do that on the east side of the river now too. And if you saw in the papers in the Current recently, Malloy's working on, they got heavy machinery to do that track from Hartford to Springfield, you know, a major rail.
Yep.
So, you know, this is all good progress.
It is. You know, we just have to get the state to make more money.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is. It's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, if you do, like you said, that fast track, pick it up in Newington if you're over by the West Hartford, New Britain area. Yeah. Pick it up in Newington. Get down there early enough. You know, if the game starts at 7 o'clock, get down there at 4:30, 5 o'clock on a Saturday. You know, and go to dinner.
Yeah.
Enjoy the restaurants. Jimmy Cosgrove over at Salute puts on a great meal.
Yeah.
You know, it's above average for price, but you know what? I've never had a bad meal there.
Yeah, even passing through. I remember one time I went to play golf with you. I took the bus from Manchester, Connecticut into Hartford, switched to the fast track. It was quicker than going through the traffic. It really was.
It is. And you know what? You don't have to park your car anywhere.
No.
I mean, that's the other thing. You know, think about it. Okay, you're buying hockey tickets. Okay, you have to pay for parking. Okay, you have to pay for dinner.
Right.
It depends how many
You got a
people
door
are-
ding. Someone
Right.
hit your car.
Yeah.
You know. So
once.
it's well worth it. It happens.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things. Park in Newington,
Yeah.
take the fast track in,
Yeah.
$3 round trip. You can't go wrong.
No,
There
and
is
it's
going to be a
quick.
6% increase, I
Yeah.
heard, but you know what? So it's $350.
Yeah.
All right, suck it up.
Call it a fast
So-
track because there's no one else on it. So
That's
why.
right.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well, I mean, it's plenty of room.
Oh, you
Plenty
mean
of
there's
buses.
nobody on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
The bus just keeps
thought you were
going.
being
It's-
an ass.
No, not today. Not now.
Well, we're going to
Yeah.
wrap it up for tonight. We are looking forward to the upcoming games with UConn. The next one home is against, I forgot now.
Oh, brother, you made me forget now. So.
Well, Friday night is the Wolfpack.
Yeah, and then the weekend after that is, let's see, I think that they're going to end up playing, who is their first matchup? I do not know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have it here.
It is in 2 weeks, though. This week is Wolfpack.
Not prepared.
Yeah, the following week will be the UConn game, and I thought it was against,
And remember,
yeah, I can't remember.
January 14th, 2017, UConn plays Maine at Fenway, the
That would
Frozen
be something.
Fenway series. So if you want to go there, go get your tickets.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't have the schedule here.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Sorry, I lied.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
Yeah. That'll be
All
the end
right,
of that.
well, we will catch you next time on the Whaler, guys. You guys are the brigade. We are One Nation Under Green because you know what, damn it? We are bringing back the Whalers one show at a time. Good night, guys.
See you later.